Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. This is going to be 7.4.4 Entropic Prowess, Quantum Glimpse and with Counterstrike. This is a paradox path from 7.4.4 starting with Venompool and ending with Vision Arkus. Now the nodes here are going to be paradox blocks, so whenever you will do a well-timed block you will gain a paradox charge, and whenever you will knock down the opponent you will lose a charge. So try to keep the charge between 3 and 12, and then there is going to be Quantum Glimpse. So defender will glimpse all of your damage 100% unless you have 3 paradox charges on you. So the best way to deal with this one is going to be champions that have parry and heavy style. So you can just bring them in, use some parries, build up to 6 to 7 paradox charges, and just use parry and heavy for the whole fight and for the whole path. There's also Counterstrike, so you have to reduce the user dexterity, because whenever you will dex you will get a fury, increasing your damage by 5% per charge, and at 10 furies all the furies are removed and the defender goes unblockable for 15 seconds. More on it later in the video, and the boss we're going to do is going to be a Mojo with Magneto because he's a metal champion, so we'll discuss all of that in detail. But before we jump into the path guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot and helps me grow the channel. I am going to use Suicide Mastery 0. These are my setups. You can choose to use the same, or you can use a non-suicide setup as well. I just feel with the non-suicides the game is a bit slow and I just want to finish the paths fast. So the first fight is going to be against a Venompool, who is very easy to deal with. Both of his specials can be easily evaded. So I would suggest you to bring a Mystic Champion that have easy access to Nullify or Stagger, so you can easily remove all of those buffs on them. So you will notice I'm not knocking him down, I'm just using my parry and 4-hit combos to build up those paradox charges. And once I have it more than 3, I can start removing by using a heavy attack or throwing a special attack. So just like that you can easily bring him down. Just keep baiting the specials. Both specials can be easily evaded, so that shouldn't be a problem. I do get hit, but then it's okay, I can come back and kill him off. Some of the other options that can work here are going to be your Doom, your Longshot, also Hyperion, Tigra. All of the options, all of the champions that are easy access to parry and heavy should be working fine here. The next defender is going to be an Agent Venom, so the trouble for this fight is going to be that he's going to shrug off your debuffs, and also when he has an SP1 he throws a lot of projectiles for you, and if you go and evade that he gets a lot, you get a lot of furies and he can go unblockable. So this fight can become really annoying. So to counter that, number 1, try to bring in White Max Energy if you don't have Apocalypse, or if you don't have Omega Red or champions that can stop him from purifying his stun. If you don't have any of those champions, White Max will be really helpful here, and then you can use a parry and heavy style champion and try to push him to an SP2 always, so he cannot throw an SP1, so you don't get most of those Counter-Strike charges on you. Another good way is to just go ahead and keep blocking him until he throws a heavy attack and you can retaliate. Also you can use 4-hit combo and block technique as well to stop him from throwing an SP1, and then when he does throw a heavy attack again you can push him to an SP2. All of that works. This is right there. I used 2 dexterity, now I have 5 fury. So you just need to be careful when you are against Agent Venom from his SP1 and his ability Shrug Off. Next defender is going to be a Wasp. Now you can also use champions from before fights that have already paradox build up on them. I am just using a diverse roster and showing you different options. Now I'm gonna use Cable with Apocalypse Energy and try to stack those degens. Now one thing with Wasp, she will retaliate you if you try to hit him without a stun or until she uses a special one or heavy attack. Her evade goes on cooldown. So you just need to play around that. I will only hit her when I parry her, or if she throws a heavy attack or throws an SP1 and her evade goes into cooldown, that's the time I will attack her, and then slowly the degen will take over. Now if you wanna not worry about the damage from the shock, you can bring in shock immune champions with parry and heavy style. So you can bring in a Mole Man, you can bring in even a Magneto, should also work. Archangel is also a good one with neurotoxins, she will not be able to evade. Then you can also use a Doom. Captain America Infinity War is another option, but just be careful, do not hit without a stun or without an SP1 or a heavy attack, and it goes on cooldown, and that's about it. You should be able to bring her down easily. Now next defender is going to be a Mr. Sinister. Now he is probably the most annoying defender on all of this part, purely because of his abilities of that if you crit against him he's going to regen that, and also he's quite annoying with throwing all the debuffs back at you. So I would highly suggest you to keep pushing him to an SP2. Right now I'm just using my parries to build up those charges on me, and then once I have those charges I will keep my distance and let him dash into me so I can parry and then use my heavy on him. The easy way here is to just keep a distance, so let him dash into you. If you're nearby him, every now and then he will throw an SP1 and we want to avoid that. You always want to push him to an SP2, which is much more easily evadable and gives him less chance to throw more specials, because with special 1 he can throw 5 or 6, with special 2 he can throw only 1 or 2 during the fight and you are able to kill him off. So different options that can work here are going to be champions like Apocalypse, any damage over time champion, or Doom. Even Mr. Fantastic is also a good option. So it is a slow fight, you have to play slow, but the key thing here is to, once you have your paradox built up, keep pushing him to an SP2 and keep evading those, or you can block them as well, and just stay away from SP1s, otherwise you will transfer all the damage over time, bleeds or poisons to you. And then we have an Elsa Bloodstone. Now with Elsa Bloodstone, make sure to keep her to an SP1 only, which is easily evadable. Yes, you will get 2 extra charges of Fury on you because of Counterstrike, but it's better than to take the block damage from SP2. And yeah, she is pretty easy to deal with. Any champion rank 3 or rank 2 6-star should be able to take her down easily because of the extra damage on 6-star champions. So just be wary about that. And apart from that, very straightforward fight, nothing very difficult. The hard fights on the path are done. That was Mr. Sinister and Agent Venom, so you should be able to bring down her easily with a champion that has already built up prowesses. And I am using a 150% mutant boost, that way I'm getting all of those power back with Apocalypse. And the final fight before the boss is going to be a very annoying Vision Arkus. Now when you do select your team, make sure you bring a heavy nullifier so you can deal with not only the Venompool in the beginning of the path but also Vision Arkus. So my choice was Black Widow Clairvoyant for Arkus because she has very easy access to nullify and also she can do buff immunity. So Vision Arkus everything is taken away from Vision Arkus from his damage kit. So very important to bring a champion that is either nullify or stagger champ like Black Widow Clairvoyant, or you can also bring in who's armor break immune, so Doom can work here. He has nullify, stagger and also armor break immunity. You can also use somebody like Colossus. If not, you can also use champions that are cold snap immune. So it's up to you guys. Just make sure that if you don't have any of those champions, shrug off champions can also work. So for example, Captain America Infinity War with a skill champion can work as well, but I would not really suggest that. I would say nullify and stagger champ would be the best way to go, and Doom would be the perfect counter for this fight. And the boss fight is going to be against a Mojo with Oscillate, so every 20 seconds he will cycle between either being aggressive or either being passive with armor up. Next one is going to be No Surrender. You've been through this node before also, so it can be quite annoying with all the degens. There are different champions that you can use. Torch is a good one here. There's also Archangel. You can also use because of metal, you can use Magneto. That's I'm going to use. So easily just parry and heavy. Keep an eye up the prompts. Do not do the prompts that are given to you to avoid all of those thumbs up and extra damage. Play slow. Do not give like the prompts that he gives up to you, and slowly you should be able to take him out. For example, I'm using a Magneto here. Even though I'm cornered, I am just trying to use my parry and heavy and build up those 40 prowess charges once I have an SP3, and that should take out Mojo. You can do the same with Human Torch. You can just play slow there as well. Also, Spider-Ham works really nicely here. All of his poppers and the damage works really well against Mojo too. You can also bring in Mr. Negative. So quite a few different options. I feel like he's actually the easy boss for 7.4.4. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found it helpful. If you did, guys, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and turn on the post notifications. All of that really helps me out a lot and helps me grow the channel. Apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day and I'll see you next time.